Guys, it's officially midnight, and that means that it is finally time to get started on the BookTubeAthon. I have been staring at the clock for like 3 hours now, and time zones keep coming, and people keep starting BookTubeAthon, but I live in the mountain time zone, and so it took a very, very long time to get here. But it's officially here. I am going to try to talk about books right now, but first of all, I just have to say that I just went to see Ghostbusters a couple of hours ago, and it was amazing, and I'm gonna be excited about it forever, and I'm literally gonna go see it again tomorrow so that you can hear me talk about it more, because I loved it so much. Maybe we'll leave the rest of my review for that movie for tomorrow, when I can see it on a second viewing. But I'm gonna start reading now. I'm gonna start reading my first book, which is for the challenge read a book and then watch the adaptation. That book is Naomi and Ely's No Kiss List by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan, and I'm starting this because it's super short, but also if I read this book at the very beginning of the readathon, then I'll have all week to hopefully watch the movie. I'd like to do it sooner rather than later, but I also like to give myself some time. Some leeway. It's important. But it's midnight, BookTubeAthon is on. My sister and I are already planning out the domino video challenge for tomorrow because my sister always helps me out with the video challenges, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna go get into my reading chair over here, and I'm gonna start this book, and hopefully I can get pretty far through it because it's YA contemporary, so I'm excited. Let the BookTubeAthon begin. Good morning! So it is the morning of the first day of BookTubeAthon. I lived, and guess what? Guess what? I already finished my first book. Like, how did this happen? I finished Naomi and Ely's No Kiss List. That is what I read. I couldn't even remember the title anymore. I read most of it last night, and then I woke up early today and I finished it. Clearly I didn't have a lot going on today since it's 11:30, and I'm still just sitting here. I didn't like this book at all. I feel like I should tell you that. It was just terrible. Almost nothing redeemable I found in this book. I really liked the romance that happened between Ely and Bruce, and that was pretty much its saving grace, because other than that, I'm kind of furious with every character and every interaction. Oh, my food's done. So yeah, I gave this book like a 2-star. I didn't enjoy it at all. Which has left me very concerned for watching the movie, which I'm gonna have to do this week, but we'll get through it. And now that means it is time to start my next book, which is going to be Half Bad by Sally Green. This is my Discovered Through BookTube challenge read. I decided to read this one because it is my longest one of the readathon. It's over 300 pages. It might be closer to 400, and I decided since I've already finished a book today, I should start in on one of my bigger ones. So I'm gonna eat, and then I have some book dominoes to make. Hey guys, I'm in my reading chair, and I thought I would check in. As you already know, because it's a week later for you guys, I didn't do the domino challenge today. It was kind of disastrous for me. It was just disastrous. I tried so many times, and every time it failed, and I just got really frustrated, and I was like, you know what, this is supposed to be fun, so I'm just gonna put this all away, and we'll do other video challenges. So I did not do that challenge. I just found out about the video challenge for tomorrow, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it yet. Yeah, I don't know, but I thought I'd check in reading-wise. I haven't read a ton more since I checked in this morning. I'm about 10 pages into Half Bad. It's really weird. It's starting out in second person, which I think is interesting. Oh, I painted my nails. I don't know if you noticed. Very fancy. But yeah, I'm only like 10 pages into this. But also, it's late at night, so I thought I would start my book that I'm supposed to read only after sunset, which is Overeasy by Minnie Pond, which is a graphic novel. I'm not very far into this one either. I'm on page 25. So I've got to read another 50 pages or so of either one of these tonight, and then I'm caught up with how much I have to read per day, but I think I'm going to get through most of this graphic novel tonight. It's very interesting, and there are a lot more words on the page than normal in a graphic novel, but I'm excited. So yeah, don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I know I'm going to read a lot. I love that this makes it look like I haven't moved in like hours. Like, I've been out and about today. I went to work, I read, I had dinner, and I mean like other meals at 7 o'clock, but like, you know, it makes it look like I haven't moved, and I think that's funny. That's like my personal anecdote for the day. I don't know. I haven't read a ton since last night. Instead of reading much after midnight last night, I just kind of watched late night shows with my mom and my sister because that's what I was more in the mood to do. But I got to about page 120 of my graphic novel, which is over on my nightstand, so I'm not going to go get it. And I got to page like 26 of Half Bad. So I just settled down in my reading chair again because I'm going to try to get through a bunch of pages of this right now because I have to read 120 pages. No, 220 pages, I think, today to catch up. So yeah, I'm going to read some of this before the sun goes down, and then I'm going to finish my graphic novel. Morning. I was gonna totally film just outside the library, and then I pulled up outside the library, and they were having some kind of special kids' day, so the entire lawn was literally crawling with small children, and I decided that maybe I didn't want to sit in front of all the small children and talk to myself into my phone and worry the moms. So I went to a new location. I just went to McDonald's to get some breakfast, and I thought I'd check in from last night. Last night, I finished reading Overeasy by Mimi Pond. I've been saying Minnie, but that's because apparently I'm bad at cursive. So I finished reading Overeasy last night, and unfortunately, book 2 of BookTubeAthon wasn't great either. I just didn't get a lot out of this book. The art style was nice, and it created a really nice atmosphere, but it just kind of left me feeling like, what's the point of reading this book? Like, it ended and it wasn't an ending, and that was kind of disappointing. So yeah, I think I gave this one like 3 stars. I'm really hoping that some of my other books for BookTubeAthon will impress more. So now I'm on to reading Half Bad. I have to finish that today. I have about 250 pages left, and a guy's looking at me for filming in front of a McDonald's. Okay, so I have to finish about 250 pages of Half Bad, and then a little bit of whatever book I'm going to start next. So I'm going to go to work now for a while, have some shopping to do, and then I can go back home, and I have to plan today's challenge because I actually kind of want to participate. So I have a lot to do. I gotta go. I'm sitting on the floor because I have to pick a new book to read. I just finished Half Bad by Sally Green. Go me. I finished the 3rd book. I should have finished this before midnight, but I didn't because that just didn't happen, but it's okay. This book had a lot of things in it that I thought were very strange storytelling wise in general. Despite the fact that the only character we got to learn a lot about was the main character, I still feel like I don't really know him. It kind of reminds me of the way I felt after reading The Raven Boys, in that I just felt like I was in a haze the whole time I was reading it, like it didn't feel like a real story I was experiencing. But one of the things I was really excited about going into the book was Gabriel, because I know that he is gay, I believe. I don't know if he gets like a specific sexuality designation, but I actually really, really liked Gabriel. And I kind of liked where the story went at the end, and I could see it being more interesting as the story continues. So I think I'm going to continue on with the series, but I gave this one 3.5 stars. I think that's what I decided on. And I have no idea which of my books I'm going to read next. I'm worried about how much I'm going to like Amy Rogers' epic Detour, so I think I'm going to wait on that one, which leaves Challenger Deep or Annie on my mind. So I guess you're just going to have to wait until morning to find out which of those I'm going to pick up next. Hey guys, so I thought I would check in now. It's a little bit later in the afternoon than I wanted, but I've been kind of running and rushing and going through family photos and stuff. That doesn't really involve rushing, but, you know, it takes your time. I started reading Annie on My Mind last night. This is for my Find a Book Older Than You challenge. I'm only about 26 pages in, but I'm enjoying it so far. I'm very curious to see how it's going to go, and I have to finish this whole thing today before I go to sleep in order to hit my page count for the day. So I'm excited about that. Currently, I'm actually waiting just outside a wedding dress shop because my friend is getting married next month, and she is getting her dress fitted today, and I'm the maid of honor, so clearly I have to be present. So I'm actually going to go inside now and just check out how fabulous she looks in this damn dress, because she looks so good. I've seen it before. I'm so excited for her. So yeah, I'm going to go do that, and I have work later, and yeah, those are the things that I must do today. I had to check in because I just finished my 4th book for BookTubeAthon, and that was Annie on My Mind by Nancy Garden. I was really worried I wasn't going to like this book because it was written in the 80s. I've read a lot more queer books now at this point in my life, as I feel like I've read stuff that's come slightly farther, but this book really got to me. It really affected me. I was reading it earlier, and actually I posted about this on Twitter because I think it's great. This is a library copy of this book, and while I was reading, there's a letter where one girl talks about how much she loves the other, and there's just this note that's written in here that says, "You are not alone." And I got teary just reading that. Libraries are important for queer kids, guys. Just remember that sometimes. Libraries are essential. But I absolutely adored this book. I don't know what rating I'm going to give it yet. It just really affected me. So I'm going to think about it for a while. I'm supposed to read like 70 more pages tonight. I don't know if I'm going to get through another 70. I don't know which book I'm going to pick up for that. But yeah, that's kind of where I am right now, and I just wanted to share that because I'm just like feeling a lot about this book. So yeah, I'm gonna try to pick up a new book now, and we'll see how that goes, but this was easily my favorite so far during the readathon. I just really loved it. I feel like I've done so much vlogging from my car over the course of this readathon, like more than average. Last night I said that I wasn't sure what I was gonna rate Annie on My Mind, so I just wanted to give you an update on that. I've decided to give it a 4-star. I think it's a good balance of me being critical along with how much I felt like affected by the story. I think that it's like a good meet in the middle kind of situation. Because it wasn't like the best written thing ever, but it just like got to me. So I think I've decided on a 4-star for that. I did start reading The Titan's Curse last night. I'm about 75 pages through. I'm actually a little bit behind because I should have read those 75 pages before midnight, and I did not. I read those at like 2 a.m. But I'm enjoying this. Based on my Goodreads ratings, junior high me liked this one the least of the whole series, so I'm really curious to see what I think about that now. I think it's because of how many new characters are introduced in this book. Like, there are so many new characters introduced in this book, and that's a little hard to get used to, but maybe I'm, like, more excited this time because, like, Nico, and I know that I'm going to be reading about Nico once I get to Heroes of Olympus, so maybe I'm more excited about that, like, this time around. Anyway, I've started reading this. I have to finish it by the end of the day, but right now I'm going to go to work, and I also have to go get a gift for my friend because her bridal shower is tomorrow. I did just film and post my challenge for today, which I'm very excited about. I thought it was really fun to film. So yeah, I'm going to go do all those things now. Oh, but first I have to go get food, so food immediately. Hey, so I haven't checked in at all, but that's what happened. As an update as far as my reading goes, last night I did finish reading The Titan's Curse, but it's already back there, stuffed in behind me, so I'm not going to grab it. I finished reading that. I don't know why I thought it was my least favorite. I really enjoyed it this time. Maybe it was because I knew the characters already, so I wasn't as shocked with all the new characters, but I gave it a 4-star, really enjoyed it, and I started reading Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, and I'm about 50 or so pages into that. So that is where I am on my reading. I'm liking this so far, even though it has, like, ridiculous fanfiction tropes. But now, I'm going to do a couple quick movie reviews, because reasons I haven't checked in. Last night I went and saw Star Trek Beyond, and I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know where I stand on it compared to the first 2 movies, because it's actually been so long since I've seen them, but I thought it was so much fun. I thought it was entertaining. I loved all of the characters. I loved the storyline, and overall, yeah, I just, like, super enjoyed it. Also, a battle sequence with, like, an epic song is kind of my weakness, so it killed. And then tonight, I just barely got back from seeing Ghostbusters the second time. So I saw it again. Come in. Yes. Hope someone enjoys that it disappears from one shot to the other. I love Jillian Holtzman. Jillian Holtzman is incredible and amazing as a character, and I love her. And I think that everyone should wear waistcoats all the time. Anyway, it was amazing the second time. I loved it just as much. I think it's going to be one of my favorites of the year. I've talked a little bit about it on Twitter and Tumblr, why it was, like, so meaningful to me, but I definitely put it up there with seeing Rey in Star Wars. It was just, like, important to me as a child who grew up adoring Ghostbusters, and as a girl who grew up adoring Star Wars as well. This has just been an important year in movies for me. So, yeah. It was really cool to see that a second time, but now I'm actually feeling really sick. So I'm going to curl up on my reading chair, and I'm just going to read this for a while, and hopefully finish it. But there are your movie reviews. Star Trek Beyond, Ghostbusters, both fantastic. Really loved them. Good morning. It's the final day of BookTubeAthon. Yay! I don't know if I'm doing the video challenge today. I think that kind of depends on how my day goes. I'm still in bed, clearly, but that is because I woke up and I catapulted myself awake. I didn't. I just opened my eyes, kind of, and I just turned on Naomi and Ely's no kiss list, so how far am I through this movie? Ugh. I'm like half an hour into this movie. I'm not enjoying it much more than I liked the book. So, I'm trying to watch this so that I can check off my adaptation challenge, and then for the rest of the day, I get to I get to focus on reading Challenger Deep by Neal Shusterman, which I haven't read yet, or started, or anything, but hopefully I'll be able to get through all today. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to finish watching this movie, but it's terrible, so I'm gonna be grumpy about it. Yeah. Okay guys, that is it for BookTubeAthon. It is officially over, and I can't believe it. I actually did it again. I read 7 books in 7 days. I finished Challenger Deep like in the evening yesterday, and I feel really great. 7 books in 7 days, 2 years running. I'm very pleased. That makes my final page count for the week 2,092 pages, which is awesome. I'm super pleased with that. And now I'm just gonna go over the books I read again real fast, give you a quick rating, just to remind you of all the stuff that happened this week. I started out reading Naomi and Ely's No Kiss List by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan, which I didn't like. I gave 2 stars. And then yesterday I did have time and I finally watched the movie adaptation, and actually I liked it a tiny bit more than the book, only because I feel like it developed Naomi better. I think it just did a better job. Plus, I still love Bruce too. He was the only character I really liked in the book, and I thought he was super sweet and well played in the movie. So those are my feelings about the movie as well as the book. So that was what I used for my read a book and watch the movie adaptation challenge. After that, I read Overeasy by Mimi Pond, which is a graphic novel, and I didn't really love this one. I thought it was underwhelming, and I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, unfortunately. And this was the book that I used for my Only After Sunset challenge. I also finished reading Half Bad by Sally Green, the first book of the Half Bad trilogy, and I liked it. I liked certain elements of it. I wound up giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And I did decide that I'm going to continue on reading the series. Not sure when, maybe I'll pick up the next one next month. But that is how I felt about this book. Very interesting and kind of weird, but I liked it. And then my last 4 books for the readathon were all the same rating. So after that, I read Annie on My Mind by Nancy Garden. This was for my, oh, by the way, Half Bad was for my Discovered Through BookTube challenge book. Yeah. Annie on My Mind was for the challenge to read a book that is older than you, and I absolutely loved this book. When I finished it, my gut impulse was to rate it 4.5 stars, but I just feel like my critical mind wouldn't allow that because it did have issues. There were things I didn't like about it, but I was extremely affected by the story, and I know I'll be rereading it again in the future, so strong 4 out of 5 stars for me. I then reread The Titan's Curse by Riordan for, I think this was just actually my read 7 books challenge. That's what this one was for, but I read it early. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. Same rating as I've given the other books upon a reread. It was a 4 out of 5 stars. I like the introduction of all the new characters that you get in this book. I like the story. I like the way that Percy and Annabeth's relationship starts to evolve in this book, so still a solid 4 out of 5 stars for me on this one. I then read Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson, and this was for my Yellow on the Cover challenge. I was not expecting to like this book at all, and I actually super enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, I thought it was sweet and cute, and I don't read a lot of books that are YA contemporary that are focused on straight relationships, I guess, but so that's kind of why I've been hesitant to pick up Morgan Matson, but I adored this book. It got me to cry near the end, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Super impressed me. And the final book that I read for BookTubeAthon was Challenger Deep by Neal Shusterman. This was for the Read a Book by Your Favorite Author challenge. It was super interesting reading this book. It was very captivating. It kept me interested all the way through the whole time I was reading it. I never felt like I was bored. I would pick it up and put it down a lot because I just would want to think about what was going on, but I never felt bored with the story. It was a beautifully written story in general. I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as some other people do, but I still think that it is very deserving of the award that it won, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars as well, and it's just one that I feel like is going to stick with me. So here are my 7 BookTubeAthon reads, all 7 books that I read this week. Woohoo! If you guys participated in BookTubeAthon, I hope that it was a good readathon for you. I hope that even if you didn't read 7 books, I hope that you enjoyed what you were reading, because I think that that is more important than how many books you read. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video challenges. I'm so glad that I got to participate in this readathon again because I absolutely love it. Let me know how you guys did on the readathon down below, and I will see you in another video real soon. Bye!